Hello, hello, I'm Colin Green and you are listening to Spike Pit. Arriving through the post yesterday, it's a good, I think, couple of months early perhaps, is a package that I've been very much looking forward to. Let's have a look. Oh, this is interesting. On the back, it actually says, an unboxing video, post on social media, do a review, tell everyone about your new #RPG loot. Never seen that before. Right, so I've actually was quite prepared. Bought my scissors, but don't need them. It's got like a kind of a tear off thing. Yeah. All nicely packaged, as one would expect from the ever methodical Glyn seal of Monkey Blood design. And this, folks, is very exciting stuff, because this is the Greater London Kickstarter booty. Let's get through this bubble wrap. Now, if you've been listening, I'm actually on a self-imposed purchase ban until further notice, but this doesn't count because this was a previous Kickstarter pledge, and yeah, so that was money spent a little while back. So I've got here quite the bunch of goodies. I'm super stoked about this for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I had a sneak peek preview of, I think, about 10 of the images, the artwork from the book, a good while back. I can't remember when. I did an episode on the podcast. Basically, Glyn Seal sent them to me, and I described them. It was quite interesting because for me, I thought, well, how am I going to tackle images on a podcast? But basically, I just kind of rambled on and talked about how the images maybe inspired me, and gave a rough description of their appearance, etc. But if you want to listen to that, that's in my back catalogue. I thought it was not too bad. You might enjoy it if you enjoy Spike Pit. Now, the other reason I'm excited to receive this is because I'm playing in John Large's Great London campaign, CSI Midlands. You can check it out. I think he's eventually going to be editing it and putting it up on YouTube. But I'll find a link to the Twitch, the unedited Twitch stream that we did, and I'll put that in the show notes. We're a bunch of ne'er-do-wells exploring this setting, and having the book and the maps now is just going to get me more and more immersed all the time. I need to give some thought, actually. I need to do a little bit of writing for that. So, yeah, note to self. So what I've got in the package is Midazine, which is the issue 2 Midazine. Very nice. I like the Midazine. Lovely production. I won't get into that now, but it's like it's a 25-page zine plus your covers, and as you'd expect, very cool. Then we've got a stack of maps. I've got four maps. Yeah, 4 fold-out maps, and they are double-sided, and they are the various maps as you might expect for the setting. So just opening up one, it's a colour map, kind of like a low-key, subtly coloured, nothing garish about it, muted tertiary tones. Yeah, really nice. So that is let me think, this is A2. They're A2 in size. which for our American friends is about the size of 4 US letters. Not quite, but that kind of size. Yep. So it says 4 of them. One of them, the one I'm looking at, is the city and its environs, and then it kind of then they seem to zoom in. So there's a more like this is a street level map here. I've opened up now, showing a plan view of a section of Great London with a view of the roofs, and the roofs have numbers on to show how many floors they've got. There's a little cross-sectional diagram showing that as well, and there's a load of arrows on it, so I guess that suggests some sort of access, because I know there's some rooftop chase rules, so I guess that map is something to do with that. Yep, and then on the back of that there's more of the zoomed out kind of map. Just a quick look at this third one. Oh, this is a bit different. We've got a different map here. Oh, this is showing the sewer system, so you've got a cool map of the sewer system. Now, I'm super interested in that. One thing I've been meaning to do for some time is to actually get some of them old maps of places like Paris and, I don't know, Venice, and this product is actually going to save me a little bit of work on that score. I'll still do that, but I've got it's all ready to go here. Then we've got these. I mean, they're not laminated. I don't know what the technical. I suppose it is sort of a form of lamination, but it's not some guy sitting at home putting stuff through his own laminator. This is part of the printing process. But we've got these pre-gens, or maybe you could call them NPCs. They're a series of third level characters. There's 6 of them. They're statted out for a typical D&D-esque type of old school game. The 6 stats, that sort of thing. I think it used to always be swords and wizardry. I don't know if he's changed his sort of his thoughts on that. And then on the back you've got some notes, loot box and hit point tracker and a description. Oh, this is interesting. Tessa Tennant. Tessa is the spokesperson of the Gardeners of Walshale. So she must be sound if she's a gardener. Yeah, I'll play that one. I'll play that character, I think. And then we've got a little card here. It's a map of a lake with a village around it, basically. So a village map with a little thank you message and like a promotion, please tell others about my stuff from Glyn. Now, to the book itself. We've got printed inside the covers, at the back there's a map showing the different wards of Great London, and in the front there's some kind of portraits of the NPCs that you get cards for with the Kickstarter. We've got some coloured artwork. It looks like kind of a view of the river and the city with some sort of like smoggy smoke, and a bridge crossing the main arterial river, which would be the Thames, but I'm not sure what it is in this. Let's jump to the contents quickly. I'm conscious this is just an overview. I don't want to go too long. We're getting it. So in the contents, then it's 3 pages of content. There's a detailed contents. It breaks the city into a history, day versus night, lighting, news, taxes, the government. Then we've got something about the laws and the city watch. Then the town defences, prisons, waterways and crossings. It is worth noting Glyn does like his waterways and rivers and lakes and things like that. And I've got a distinct feeling, I meant to bring this up with him, but I'm convinced he's some sort of a fisherman or angler. I'm having it. I'm convinced of that. I need to get that squared up though. I definitely want to know. Then we've got inner wards and outer wards, which is kind of a listing of the different wards and an explanation of those. Let me just flick to one of them. Yeah, so each one of those gets one, either a page or half a page. So Bishopsgate, I think that's quite significant. That gets a whole page. Oh yeah, and then some. Okay, yeah. So Bishopsgate gets a page, and then there's a couple of locations that look like they're within Bishopsgate that get described, and then you get into Blackgate and a couple of locations there. So the wards are broken down, and then some explanations added in there. And just flicking through, I've noticed a pretty smart little we're talking about the fishing and the waterways. On page 25 there's a full colour artwork of the view from what I presume to be the bottom of the river, looking up at a boat with a fishing line out. So don't tell me you're not a fisherman, not an angler, Glyn, because I won't believe it. If you're not an angler now, you definitely was. I'm having it. Got anglers in my family. I know what they're like. Okay, so then we've got something a bit about the outer wards, getting more towards the country, and then beyond the outer wards. Then from page 104, you've got the explanation of the different structures. These are related to the episode I did before, the preview, the sneak peek. And on each of those, you've got a full colour illustration of a building in a sort of a section view or a side or front elevation, and then you've got the plan view or like top down view with the key drawings, reminiscent of something like first edition Warhammer or the old White Dwarf. I've talked with Glyn, and Glyn's talked at length about some of his influences, and you can definitely see that coming through in these drawings. Really nice, some awesome locations. Then you get some writing about each one. For example, the White Crow, you get a description of its features, and then there's some secrets that go with it. Dorgal's house, once again, you get the drawing, and then the features, the secrets, the sectional map. So really cool. Really nice work on the structures. That was what probably one of the things I was really looking forward to, because even if I'm not using this book for a complete setting, you know, as Great London, I can see myself pulling out some of these buildings and sprinkling them in here and there, and I can't believe that's not in Glyn's mind as he's designed and worked on this project. Then we get some rules about above the streets. Rooftop rules. Now I'm super excited about this, and John can expect in our campaign my characters getting up on them roofs, because we're going to get some of that rooftop chase goodness going on. I love a rooftop chase, the likes of things that you might see in what was it, that James Bond, where they ran through the building site chasing that guy at the beginning. I can't remember the name of the film. No, it's escaped me, but I do love a chase scene. And then there's that James Bond where there's a motorbike. There might even be the same one. He goes running through the building site and then gets onto like a dirt bike or something. Awesome. So yeah, rooftop rules. So you've got careful mode, pursuit mode, an explanation of the map, who can use rooftops, some rules for equipment. I mean, I could go on forever. There's a summary for that, and then we get into oddities, flora and fauna, some more catfish, some more fish, I should say, and a man-eating mud mussel, keeping on with that watery theme. And then some magic items, then a bestiary with a devil lurefish. He's really hitting the fish. Then we've got sewer crocodiles. Oh, sewer crocodiles! Come on. You've got to be a hard-hearted man if you're not tempted by this overview. Come on. And then, of course, I hadn't really considered this, but we've got some rules on organisations, guilds and groups. Just didn't even think about that. I'm really interested. I'm really into guilds and groups at the moment. Another game I'm playing in is with Kevin Madison, the Dungeon Muser. That's his YouTube channel. We've been playing some Ash. And in one of the Ash games, actually in both of them, he's really starting to crank the handle on faction play. I was listening to an episode of his earlier today talking about fatalities in RPGs. And it occurs to me that faction play is one of the ways you could smooth out some of your narrative problems when dealing with keeping a storyline going. You know, if you're getting people dying, you use the factions for a bit of continuity. But I digress. That's a whole big rabbit hole. But yeah, Kevin is using factions more and more, and here we've got some. Let's have a quick look there. That's page 203. The gardeners of Walshale are exactly what their name suggests, gardeners. They are also something more, for although well versed in horticultural matters, gardening is actually a secondary endeavour for them. Their primary activity consists of seeking out adventure and the weirdness of the Haven Isles, especially in Great London, where they currently reside. Apart from Broggle, who befriended them on the road south to Great London, all of the gardeners are originally from Walshale in the Western Midlands and have been friends for many years now, any tensions between them dispersing as quickly as they arise. Although the gardeners of Walshale have no appointed leader, when the need arises for a spokesperson or someone who will make the right decisions, Tessa Tennant steps forward. She is the most popular in the group, as well as being respected for her physical prowess and her determination. The majority of the group seeks to preserve the word of law, but many a blind eye is turned to the actions of some of its members. I feel that if I don't address the appendices, I'll probably get lynched, because this is where we find a bunch of random tables, or quick generators as they're referred to in this book. We've got a quick generator for alley names. It's a D30, a D20 and a D10. So there's 3 columns, starting with a D30, then the D20 and then the D10. So you get roll a 2, you get burnt tree, and then the second part, caught, and then the description, damp and echoing. Then there's a quick merchant or street vendor table. That's got 4 columns, each D20. So, I mean, you either roll 1 and go straight across, or, you know how it works. I don't need to explain this to you folks. There's, at the top of that one, there's some percentages of, whether the seller is male or female, whether they're children, human, goblins, etc., etc. So you've got that. Then you've got a quick tavern or inn patron table, which are once again 4 columns, D20. Then there's a list, sort of an A to Z list of unusual trades. Let's have a look at Z. Oh, it's not A to Z, it's A to W. All right, let's go W then. A wobbler man. That's the last entry. Someone who escorts a drunken person to their home, acting as a bodyguard. It's often cheaper for the person paying to get robbed. And then we've got the OGL at the back. So that's about it. I've rambled on for 20 odd minutes there, longer than I wanted to, but I hope you find that of some value. I think I'll have to give it a better treatment in future, but I was just so excited I wanted to record something, and so I did. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you later.